Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I'd do a quick tutorial on how to switch a hull material from one type to another in Empyrion. And yesterday I got sent a list here by a very helpful author out there that's helped me out many times before, and that is Garmin. And he sent me this text file of this information here. And there was a method to do this in the past, which was a little trickier. You had to go through several different console commands to accomplish what you can do in one console command now. So I wanted to let you know how this works in case you didn't know, and how this new version works, which is a whole lot easier than the previous way of doing it. So to start with, this list is listing all the different materials inside of Empyrion. So you've got your combat steel, hardened steel, you name it, wood blocks, concrete blocks. And then don't mind the list. The format is not right for this LCD. It was, again, I copied this from a text file right into an LCD in the game here for reference. But and certain blocks, like wood blocks, can only be used on bases, etc. That's what the platform is standing for, what kind of ship creations or creations in general that each one of these blocks apply to. And then there's the block group name. Now this is the important part over here, and we're going to need to know these names. These names are also case sensitive. So let me explain the objective. What I want to do in this video here is swap all the steel blocks on this ship to carbon substrate. So if we take get out the multi-tool, and we can take a look right now that all these blocks are steel, and we want to mass convert all the steel blocks on this creation to carbon substrate. So I can't imagine trying to manually do that. It would be, it would take forever in a day, and it would be very annoying. But there's an easy way to do this. However, it does have a bit of a bug in it right now as well, so I want to show you that as well. So take a good look at what the ship looks like. You notice it's all textured over here. So now what I'm going to do is we got to find out 3 bits of information. First, we need the ID of this creation. So I'm going to find that by hitting P when I'm really close to the ship here and getting into this control panel, going to the statistics page, and you can see the ID is right down over here. It is 1128. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up the console, and you do that by hitting the tilde key on the keyboard. And then I want to put in the command replace blocks. Okay, and now we need to know that ID, right? So it's 1128. So we're going to put in 1128 here. I'm not going to hit enter on this yet. So next part is I want to go reference the list here. And we got to figure out what steel block's name is. Okay, so we got steel blocks. We follow that right down the list here. It translates to HullLargeBlocks. Again, this is case sensitive. So I'm going to put that in first. So another space. HullLargeBlocks. And what, you want to make sure that you don't have any typos in here, otherwise it's going to fail as well. So, okay, so we got HullLargeBlocks, and now we want to switch that to carbon composite blocks. So we follow that right down the list. The name for that is PlasticLargeBlocks. So pretty simple there. So we'll do PlasticLargeBlocks. All right. Now, I'm not going to hit enter quite yet, but as soon as I hit enter, it's going to go through and replace all the blocks on this creation right here. So I just wanted to get over here, and so we can kind of see the creation, and then I'm going to hit enter. Now, you notice as soon as I did that, it says replaced 8,281 blocks. And so this is a huge time saver to swap a material from one material to another in the game. Now, keep in mind, though, there's some side effects. One side effect is, say this was built out of wood, for instance, like it's not going to be, but say it was, and I wanted to switch that to steel. Well, if you're familiar with the difference between the wood and steel texture palettes, they're very different. Same thing goes for Xeno and concrete. They're all different palettes. So if you're, like say I wanted to take this steel ship and turn it into concrete, it would literally mess up all the textures on the creation. So keep that in mind. You want to try to, when doing this, you want to try to keep essentially apples to apples. In other words, carbon composite, combat steel, hardened steel, and regular steel all share the same texture palette. So it makes a lot easier transition. You don't have to retexture your whole creation in the process. In this case, however, it is apples to apples. So I went from steel to carbon. They use the same texture palette. The problem being currently with this is that randomly some of the textures just disappear after doing this process. And I also kind of reference this. I ran through the older school method of doing this as well, and the same results occurred, where random textures kind of disappeared on the creation, and even on the same block type itself, or the same block. Like for instance, if we take a look at this one, which still has its texture, and the one next to it, they're both just standard full blocks. So there's no real difference here, and I can't really explain why this happened. But it is a little bit bugged at the time. However, if you needed to switch a hull material, it's still way faster than trying to manually do it. So that is something I wanted to bring up as well. Now, this was just kind of an example of it, but you can do so many different block conversions with a lot of different things. But keep in mind, for best results, they need to share the same texture palette, I guess you could say. So like blocks like carbon, steel, hardened steel, and combat steel are all the same texture palette again. So other than that, that's all I really wanted to show you. Please let me know in comments if you have any questions about this. And again, this list will be on the top comment, and I'll also put in the replace block command and how the context of that needs to be typed in, just so you have reference to it all the time. So other than that, you all have yourself a great day, and I'll talk to you later.